ufo-i-team, which is a professional group of highly educated UFO slash paranormal field investigators. Field investigators.
Check out Night Dreams Talk Radio on the web at www.nightdreamstalkradio.com.
So, let's go around and we'll introduce ourselves again. And don't worry about the echo. Gary will eventually. Okay, so let's start over let's try over with Gunnar on the far end there. Even though he's not on camera on Facebook Live, which we are also live streaming while we are doing the audio over Night Dream Talk Radio. But Gunnar, go ahead and say something and introduce yourself.
I'm an immigrant from Norway, came in 1960, 30 years old. That's right.
You were 30 when you came to America. Wonderful.
And I worked at small state fishing. I've been on fishing boats and ships.
Very nice. And you're interested in this paranormal subject of UFOs and things.
Almost was, yeah.
You always was. Good. Okay.
Welcome,
definitely. Thank you for being part of the UFO-i-team. Okay, Lee, you're next.
I'm Lee. I'm an engineer that...
and or Scotty, we call him sometimes.
Yeah, you can call me Scotty. And that's fine. Somebody's got to do it, but...
And you are an engineer.
Yes, I am an engineer.
Tell them why or where you worked when you were an engineer.
I worked at various consulting firms, design build contractors, snake pits.
What is that?
Something you don't want to get into.
Okay.
Don't go there.
I'm sure the other engineers
it's
probably
a life
know.
Experience,
So.
you know, and development in your career. Everybody has to go through these adventures, I imagine. But then I worked at Boeing for 24 years, working on huge stuff at the biggest building in the world. It was
yes, you're right.
I was very privileged to work on such enormous stuff. I mean, it's just nuts. You just can't describe it unless you walk through this structure. The main factory is 93 acres, and we got millions of square feet of office space around there. There's just a lot of stuff to do with ductwork and pipe, which was my gig. I didn't work on airplanes, but I did get involved in a lot of problems they had.
Yeah.
To support them
right.
as equipment, and it was an interesting challenge.
And let's also just make sure that you reiterate this in the Seattle area where Boeing is located and where Lee worked was indeed, and still is probably, the largest building on Earth.
Yeah, it's the largest building by volume on Earth.
By volume.
There are bigger footprints, they were taller. I guess the Musk battery factory is bigger. I'm not sure footprint or volume, whatever.
Yeah.
But that place has won a prize for quite a while. And,
you could get lost in there, probably.
Yes, you can.
Tell us about the weather. I heard that there was an issue with weather actually forming clouds and raining inside the building.
No.
No. I love those
I
kind of
rumors. I know my pipe.
That can happen. I can't
They
breathe.
have air handlers in there.
And what? Say it again.
And they have air handlers through the structure, and no clouds can form. You can only do that when there's not enough heat, and the moisture won't happen.
Okay.
It just no.
Well, thank God.
Anyway,
thank you, Lee. That's wonderful. Troy, you're up next, buddy.
Hello, my name is Troy.
Yes, you are.
I'm a research graduate from Evergreen State College in June, and I am exploring different fields, getting my footing around Washington. I'm from Seattle.
Get rid of this.
Majored in Indigenous Cultural Studies primarily with visual art of different sorts,
Interesting.
including ceramics and recently jade carving, which I hope to pursue and continue to. And hopefully when we have the time, probably about 20 minutes or so, maybe 30, I have a story to share.
Oh boy, you've been chomping at the bit on that story. I know it's going to be a doozy. We're going to have to carve out some time for you here to do that. Super. Okay, Nikki, slide in here. You're going to have to get a little. There you are. Now you can see yourself. No, Lee, sit back, buddy.
Gary Tombstone's on.
Okay, I know he's there. Gary, thank you very much. He's on the board, man. Thank you so much for hanging in there with us. And hopefully we are now got the system down. But go ahead, Nikki.
I'm Nikki. Mediumship qualities, clairvoyance type stuff. That's it.
I like the way she says that. Very smoothly, she says mediumship qualities, clairvoyance, and stuff like that. Yes, you are. So you got to speak up and be proud of that, because that's interesting stuff. We have some other intuitives in our group as well, so thank you for being here and being a part of our group. Jacquester.
I'm Jacques from Snohomish, known for the Edmonds lights and now the Snohomish lights and other lights. And I've been doing research on a lecture that's coming up, and I want to talk about, if we get time, the part of this black triangle issue that a lot of people have been seeing. And I'm uncovering this, what they call the high technological elite.
Whoa, what is that?
Yeah, it's something that Eisenhower, I guess in his last speech, brought up and warned the American public about.
Oh, I
so
see.
Pretty interesting.
There you
We
go.
start doing research on it. Yeah.
I know what you're talking about now. The military-industrial complex and the high
Technological elite is what he called them. Yeah.
I like that. All right.
I'm Brad, and
Yes, he is.
my family, I work at Boeing, and I retired from there. I worked on the wing line, and yeah, it is warm all year round, and it's not even heated, so it does have its own climate, so to speak. We were 3 stories up, and we were never cold in the winter. So I'm here because we had a family abduction at one time in the 50s.
Just a family abduction.
In the early 50s.
Yes.
So
that is a fascinating
and
story.
actually want to get some help on recalling some of that if someday. Yeah. And
Well, you're in the right place.
it was so interesting because you guys talked to Carolyn Corey, and she was on Ancient Aliens this week on TV.
Wow.
Boy, did we get around.
So cool.
Isn't that?
I couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
A movie star.
Isn't that cool? Well, you're almost one yourself, Brad.
I don't know. Not like that.
Wait till we get you regret. I'll tell you what, folks, it's going to be very interesting to see if there's any recall. Of
Okay.
somebody. You know, Brad
I'm ready.
Brad has told us a unique story about this family abduction. And, of course, he skips over the fact that there's, like, missing time and, you know, I don't know really what happened and how it came and went. But hopefully we'll find out. That would be
That would be good. I would like that.
Okay. Sam.
Hi. I'm Samara Chirpany, and I guess
Yeah, you got to compete against the plate as they rustle around out there.
Samara
Perfect timing.
Chirpany, or Sam, or
Or Sam.
the menopausal medium. I don't know.
Oh.
I shouldn't say that's going to say.
Whoa,
I know.
you
I'm
slid that
definitely
right
like
in there. That is fun.
You see me back here fanning
The new
myself.
term.
It's,
The menopausal medium. Okay.
No, I can totally relate to her not wanting to call yourself psychic or empath or medium or menopausal. Anyway, yeah, so,
Welcome.
yeah, I'm new to the team, and I went to the Sasquatch Summit, or festival. Sorry.
And we are going to
Summit,
tell
but I
you
went to
about
the
that
festival.
soon.
Yeah, it was fun. It was really fun, and, yeah, good stuff.
Thank you very much.
Alrighty. And I'm Stephanie, and I was involved in something called Project Watchfire back in the late 90s, which kind of got me interested in this subject. I like interviewing people who have had experiences, and I love talking about books, and I'll talk about one of these books a little later.
Oh, nice.
And I'm Tish the Mystic. Glad you're here with us tonight. I attended the Sasquatch Symposium in Kingston last weekend with Kathy Brock, another member on our team. And I'd like to share with you Ron Moorhead's book and talk about what happened at that event.
It's a great.
Go ahead. You're next.
All right. Well, I'm Ray. I guess I would be probably the obsessor next door. I'm just basically into anything mysterious and researching all that's supernatural out there. So.
Seriously supernatural is what she is.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Who are you?
Oh, that's right. Cool. Who the heck am I? I am Michael W. Hall, the paranormal lawyer and the founder and director of the UFO-i-team right here as we speak. And we want to thank everyone for joining us, because I'll tell you what, our group, our audience worldwide is growing. The Soviet bloc countries are listening in to the UFO-i-team and watching us on Facebook. Australia, the UK, we have so many fun fans in the UK. It is amazing. As a matter of fact, they're all asleep right now, most of them. And in about 7 hours, they will probably start waking up in Europe, and they will then download the UFO-i-team's production that we just did today. So that is kind of fun to be able to get those numbers and see how many folks are out there watching us and participating in this entire event. Matter of fact, we have another member right over here in the corner that probably could come. It's not going to necessarily be on camera because you got to go all the way over here. So
Maybe I'll go.
Come on in, buddy.
I can't see him.
You're not on. You gotta get way over.
My name is Kevin Eagle, and I'm from Ireland originally, so that makes me just a what? Oh, and so that makes me strange anyway to begin with. And I'm here acting as the backup for some technical stuff if I can. And so
he's the guy who got us on the air here, folks. Thank you very much, Kevin.
So, no, don't give that. No, Gary did everything, and
Gary is keeping us on the air.
Gary's on the air. And so the best part about it is my wife says I've already regressed. So I'll sit in the corner and be quiet.
You've already been regressed, I guess. Okay.
I'm regressing as we speak.
Well, so Lee, why don't you tell us who the heck jumped on there with us in the last few minutes, and we will welcome them to the show.
Jill Smith.
Hi, Jill.
Hey, Joe.
Mark Manhan.
Mahan, Mark Mahan.
Mark.
Mark's a member of the UFO-i-team. He's out there tonight, and some of our other members are listening in, like Mary Kennedy, our web mistress, is out there. Won't be able to make the production today, and Kathy Brock is out there. Our stunt woman / ex-cop, and we've got a few other members. Terry is not here today, probably out there. I know what he's doing. You know what Terry's doing today. He is up in his cabin in Index, Washington, where the orbs were sighted out in the wilderness, and he got some videotape of them. So if you haven't checked out some of the interesting videos that we already have captured on tape, we put them up on our Facebook page. So you can go to UFO-i-team with a lowercase I on Facebook, and you can check out some of the amazing things that we've been catching on video